Hello Tarot fans, welcome to another edition of Blue Sicx Tarot. I'm your fantastic host Blue Sicx. Thank you very much for watching. Now in today's video we'll be continuing on the series of tarot that do something just a little bit different. So without further ado, let's roll on that intro. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at the After Tarot. So basically this artwork is of the Rider-Waite, but maybe a couple of seconds or a few minutes after the original picture. So this is done by the as are the others that are going to be showing up in the next few videos. So as you can see here on the front, we've got the Two of Cups, we have the Ace of Chalices, the Chariot, and the Ace of Swords. So I'm going to take a look at the deck. Looking at the back of the cards, the design looks really nice. I do quite like that, but it still has the Rider-Waite feel to them. So it's nothing really too outlandish compared to the standard design. And so, as this is a Sicx deck, the cardstock is their standard style. So if you are a fan of their cardstock, then you're good. If you're not a fan of their cardstock, then you probably won't enjoy the stock. So let's take a look at the cards themselves. So first we have the Fool. Fool being my favourite card of the deck, and I like the. So this is obviously like a couple of seconds afterwards. Obviously the Fool's hanging off the edge of the cliff, loose their bindle, but are still enjoying the smell of the rose. So I could kind of see this more as someone's in the middle of their journey and have hit something really drastic, but are too busy being distracted by something smaller, and that could either be a positive or a negative depending on the rest of the reading. So next take a look at the Hanged Man. And in this one, obviously, you can see there is a woman giving the Hanged Man some water. And so I feel that this comes across more like someone is... This feels like it's leaning more to the sacrifice part, and someone is assisting the person in this. Kind of like how some people do things and struggle, and this is the person accepting someone else's help. So now we look at Temperance, where Temperance is obviously letting off this dove out of its cup while still pouring water in. So I think this kind of has the feeling of being able to let go of certain things and being able to feel free. You're still doing what you need to do you're still putting in what you need to, but having more enjoyment and freedom in the stuff that you enjoy doing. So then we look at the Devil card, and as we can see here, first we've still got little demons and stuff. The Devil himself looks pretty the same, but obviously you've got the man and woman at the bottom, and hugging. We'll just say hugging for the sake of YouTube. So I feel that it's more like they're giving in to the temptation and giving in to the addiction or their state of humanity, depending on how you read the Devil card. So next we have the Tower. So now in this one you can see that the tower is fully collapsing rather than just being struck, and that the people who are falling have already landed. And so this is more like, instead of something is on its way and it's going to hit hard, it's now hit and you're now kind of dealing with the aftermath. So now we take a look at the Star. And in this, the woman is now bathing in the water while still pouring some of the water out onto the land. So this is like indulging and being able to dwell within the hopes, and actually having achieved what needed to be achieved, you're now able to enjoy, first of all, enjoy that, and still be able to give some of your good fortune out. So next we take a look at the aces. So in here we've got the Ace of Wands holding a salamander, and obviously hold it with the stick with the wand in the ground. You've still got the sky hand. I don't know what's going on there. Then you've got the Ace of Cups holding a heart and letting out and the dove being out to be free. And you've still got the part of the Eucharist in the dove's hand there. Then you've got the Ace of Swords holding on to a falcon with the gloves, which I think is pretty cool, and a falcon with its little hat. Then you have the Ace of Pentacles and holding a beetle. I'm not very good with insects. I'm not quite sure the type of beetle, but I think they're still quite a nice little garden and a nice design, kind of a nice take on where you would go from there. So it feels like the aces are just giving out their element. So it's not just a case of here is your new situation, but here's the early results of that situation. So now we'll take a look at the minors. So now we look at the Seven of Wands, and instead of standing having to defend, it now feels more like a case of they've been defending their position and now they have to kind of attack in their position rather than just defend. So that may be a case of having to go on the well, I don't want to say aggressive again, but kind of going on more the attack than the defense and being more assertive in your in someone's position rather than having to be defensive. Next we take a look at the Four of Cups, and traditionally the person is being handed the fourth cup, and this comes to me more as the rejection of the latest offering, and which to me feels more dramatic and kind of more of an important move, be it a positive or negative one. But it's just a case of they've refused these, and instead of ignoring it, they've just kind of gone, okay, fine, and they're not ignoring it, they're rejecting it. At least that's how I see this. Then you've got the Three of Swords, and this one is the swords are out and the heart is now wrapped up. So it's more of a case of having to dealt with the emotional strife and are now in the situation where the person is actually able to heal and to be able to start moving on. Next we take a look at the Four of Coins, and this one I quite like because obviously you've got the Death card, so obviously something this situation will end, and it feels like with the Four, traditionally I always read it as you have a whole bunch of stuff going on and you're either trying to juggle it or trying to prioritize some and just completely ignoring others, whilst this is a case of, well, all of this inaction here is now going to come to an end because something's going to happen because of this inaction. So now we take a look at the court cards. So here we have the Page of Wands, kind of walking around in a field. You see hay bales, so they're either moving on from a job well done or trying to move on from this particular job. Well, to me they're definitely leaving this situation, whether they've completed a task or not. Maybe in disappointment, or maybe in just kind of fatigue of, okay, this job's done, now I need to do the next job, etc. It's all down to kind of, once again, how this card comes out in a spread, or how you interpret the picture yourselves. So next we have the Knight of Swords, and so usually I always see the Knight of Swords as the person who just comes in gung-ho, but this one is more, he's come in and he's now taken someone out, and so this is more of less about impulsiveness and more about wrath and kind of taking dramatic actions with more dire consequences and with maybe less thought of long-term consequences. So take a look at the Queen of Pentacles. So here we have the we've got the hair kind of running away. Got this thing on the side there, and the Queen admiring her own reflection in the coin. So this could feel more like it can kind of go either like the vanity route, or kind of taking great pleasure in the hard work that you've put in, or just taking pride in something that you yourself have either constructed or worked hard to achieve. And last we take a look at the King of Cups, where similar to the Four of Cups, he's pouring his cup down into the water. So once again, depending on how you interpret this on a visual level, it could be a case where he's either, once again, a form of rejection, a feeling of letting something go and no longer holding an emotion and just letting it go, or adding his own emotion into something else. So he's not getting rid of it, he's just adding his 2 cents into a situation. Once again, as I said, it depends on how you look. But yeah, so that is the After Tarot. It won't be so long till the next video, and yeah, so I've got another few other videos in mind, hopefully coming up soon. And once again, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and once again, I'll catch you all on the flip side.